coded here. So your resting ventilation, right? So what you inhale or exhale with each breath, that's referred to as your tidal volume. Okay, so notice as far as pressures go or volumes go, we're not starting at zero here, right? Remember, the lungs are never fully deflated. There's always a residual amount in there. We'll go over that in just a minute. So at rest, sitting in your chair, you're going to be breathing into a spirometer. You're going to see your measurement. Total volume or tidal volume is going to be somewhere around between probably 400 and 600 milliliters. Okay, and that's just sort of breathing in and out. The second volume is your inspiratory reserve. This is what we mean by taking a deep breath, right? So you're forcing air into your lungs, right? You're really you're trying to increase the size of your thoracic cavity as much as you can. Taking a deep breath, and you can see the volume shoots up quite a bit, right? That's called your inspiratory reserve volume, okay? When you are sitting at rest doing your tidal volume and then you try and force excess air out, that's called your expiratory reserve volume, okay? And these numbers are just approximate. I'll show you a table. You can actually predict what yours would be based on your height and age and gender. But even with that expiratory volume, there's still a little bit left over that you just can't expel, okay? And that's your residual volume. So those are your 4 different volume measurements. These other blocks you see, inspiratory capacity, functional residual capacity, these are calculations made based on those actual volume measurements. They're called capacities. Okay, total lung capacity ought to be fairly self-explanatory. So if you go back and look at your graph, right, the entire volume of the lung, and in this example here, 6,000 milliliters. You're just adding all those measurements together. Okay, whatever your measurements are for these 3 things, and then residual volume, we're going to kind of estimate. Add those together. That's your total lung capacity. Okay. Inspiratory capacity, you can see that includes your normal tidal volume plus your forced or your deep breath volume. Okay. And so you add those 2 numbers together, get your inspiratory capacity. Your functional residual capacity, then, that's your residual volume plus just your expiratory reserve volume. So that's not including the normal breath you expire at rest. And then vital capacity. This is the measurement usually we're most interested in. So vital capacity being expiratory reserve, tidal volume, and inspiratory reserve volume. Add those 3 numbers together. Okay, so this lab, you're going to take some of those measurements. With the dry spirometer, you can do